Now, WGEM Sports on the Tri-States News Leader.
Bragging rights. It's not a trophy you can put on your shelf or a ring you can slip on your finger, but they might be more valuable than both. That's what was on the line tonight as two tri-state teams collided in the 7th annual Missouri-Illinois All-Star Baseball game. And while QU football players will be returning to a new and improved locker room right here on campus, there's still the looming possibility that they return to a football season with a limited number of fans in the stands. There is a skill set that comes with operating one of these go-karts. They go anywhere from 60 to 80 miles an hour, and as you can see, there are no seat belts. Now, normally you would see many golfers practicing here on the putting green, but the Restore Illinois plan capped the capacity at just 50%. Here at South Park, where the Lady Crusaders play, COVID-19 safety guidelines are still in effect. Here at Fuzz Burgess Field, our Floyd's premier event was the 400, which she ran right here on this track. Let's head to Unity High now for the championship game. Opening tip-off to the Rockets, and they get on board first with what's been their strength this tournament, the corner three ball. This play right here comes from senior Ethan Eskridge, who knocks it down. Rushfield Industry up 3-0, but Western will answer right back with the three of their own. This one comes from junior Eric Hively. He had the hot hand early for the Wildcats. Later in the first, Rockets would begin to assert control behind the play of junior Desmond Cardoza, who continuously bruised his way into the paint, gave Western fits. This was a highly competitive game, but when it's all said and done, your final after 4, Rushfield Industry wins 59-51. They're your 2019 Mississippi Valley Invitational Tournament champions. Let's skip ahead to the bottom of the second. Hop at the dish, and he lofts one out to deep center field, banging it off the fence. 2-run score on the double, and Hawks are on top and in the driver's seat, up 3-1. Oh, no. They say the Chief pride or the Keokuk pride for a reason, and the Chiefs will go on the run. As Abby Orfwood, she assists to Abby Walter for the 3. She knocks it down, and then Walter, man, she was all over the place. Look at the loose ball. She's running, step, left, right. And she puts it in for 2 on the fast break. Breakaway finish. And hole 3, we check back in on McCullough. Gorgeous shot over the water and almost immediately took a seat. McCullough would par the hole. Same hole, we check in on another Q&D product, Luke Cybers, with the great little chip to set himself up for par. He would eventually sink it. Raiders representing well today. But it's high time we check in on one of the best women's groups of the day, Quincy High's Avery Scott, taking it slower than she does at the Quincy Grand Prix. But today, another nice shot over the water and onto the green. On 3, Scott pars the hole. Perhaps the sport of go-kart racing isn't one you often hear about. But in Taylor, Missouri at TNT Kartways, they take the sport seriously. The track has been in operation since 1961. And racetrack director Cameron Stott says they are trying to grow the sport and make it bigger and better every year. He says their racers vary in age.
They range from anywhere from 5 years old to we got a guy that's 78 years old. So it's a big variety, but they all enjoy it.
Some drivers own their skills by coming to the track to practice early Saturday morning in hopes of gaining that coveted win. But later that Saturday night, they're off and running.
Yeah, it just adds a whole adrenaline rush.
There is a skill set that comes with operating one of these go-karts. They go anywhere from 60 to 80 miles an hour, and as you can see, there are no seat belts. And with this being an actual go-kart league, most of the drivers here have an average of 7 years experience.
Keeping up with younger people. That's the biggest challenge, keeping up with younger. I'm almost 35, so.
For some, go-karting is just a hobby or a pastime, but for others, it's a path to a bigger opportunity.
I really wish I could get scouted out and make it to big cars one day.
So if you didn't know about the sport of go-kart racing and would like to come out and see a race, races at TNT Kartways are held every other Saturday night. Just remember, have fun and stay safe. For WGEM Sports, I'm Richard Denson.
Now, WGEM Sports on the Tri-States News Leader.
Get back here! Mary! Get back! Hurry! Can you not hear me?
The Holy Trinity Catholic Lady Crusaders are taking the field for the first time at the varsity level since 2012, and it comes at a time where much of the sports world is at a standstill due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. The faces of this 2020 team are familiar to Minky, many of them having played on the school's junior varsity team last year.
Most of the girls on the team, we've been coaching since T-ball, so probably out of the 13 girls, 10 of them are somewhere around there. So have a lot of familiarity with them.
I have known a lot of players on the team since kindergarten. They're all in my class, so we've kind of grown up together, playing softball together.
For years, HTC couldn't field a team because they didn't have the numbers. But because of players like Mueller and Mary Helligy's continued interest in the sport, they were finally able to field a varsity team. They are one of the youngest squads in the conference with no seniors, 2 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 7 freshmen. Here at South Park, where the Lady Crusaders play, COVID-19 safety guidelines are still in effect. Players and fans are asked to maintain social distancing. Players check their temperatures before games and practice. And after a game is over, instead of teams lining up and shaking hands, they simply wave and wish each other well. The pandemic has caused this season to be shortened to only 12 games, but Minky, Mueller, and all the players on this year's squad hope that they are laying the foundation for something that will hopefully last for years to come.
Let's get on top right away.
For WGEM Sports,
Runs on 3. 1, 2, 3, runs!
I'm Richard Denson.